approaching 7,000 of our today's special value already gone. This is from Ryka. So Ryka is all about giving you some of the most supportive fitness shoes, stylish shoes, but this is about walking. This Skyrise is a brand new worldwide launch. It's based off of one of their best-selling walking sneakers, but you, here as a QVC shopper, get the very first look at a brand new technology. A new foam that's not only a compression molded ActivFoam, you get an anatomical insole, there's arch support, there's your heel support, but more than anything, if you walk outside on a morning where it's a little like misty, maybe it rained in like the early morning and the grass is still wet, this is a water repellent walking sneaker. So by the time you get home, your socks aren't going to be wet. A comparable retail value could easily be nearly $90. We have an opportunity today and today alone. It's $59.98. And we'll take you through all the colors because they do come in medium and in wide widths, but I am obsessed with this darling silver sneaker, but there's really fun fashion moments or a neutral moment. So if you love a bright fitness shoe, or if you want a sneaker that makes it really wearable, to be able to get your steps in every single day, all day throughout the day without necessarily having to like carve out time for fitness, this is the shoe to wear. And it's going to give you so much support. So right up top is this beautiful blue. It's called the teal. So it's paired with teal and dusty, like a dusty blue. This is the dazzling blue. See how it's like really bright and fun? I love that outsole with the pink and lilac. That's dazzling blue. The silver is what I have on. It's kind of a fresh take on a white sneaker. Gives you a little bit more fun pop of metallic. We also have available in a black. I love the highs and lows in this shade. It gives you some interest. There's some really nice texture. It's not quite as dark and heavy. The pink is so fun. This is like that bright raspberry pink. Raspberry is the most limited. I'm guaranteed to get you extra 5,000 steps in a day. 100%. That has not been approved by legal. But I think anytime you're in a bright color, it's just fun. It really does. It adds a little pep in your step. And then we also have this really pretty taupe. This is the Ryka Terra taupe. The taupes are so pretty. They're elegant. They're elevated. They work as a great fitness shoe, but also if you want to wear it as more of a fashion sneaker, it works really well too in that color. And then back on top is that really pretty teal, a 687-280. Hey, if you love Ryka like I do, give us a call and share your story, 1-800-395-1601. Don't be shy. Plus, then you have bragging rights all day long that you got to speak on air to myself and Leilani Flanagan, who brings us Ryka. She's been in the fitness industry for years. And Leilani even studied like sports and studied fitness, so she knows her stuff when it comes to how important the right equipment, which is really your shoe.
Yes, and one of the easiest things that you can do for yourself is go out and take a walk every day.
Good point.
Thank you. Good morning, Allie. Thank you so much for having me on this exciting day. I love all the colors. It's like, it's hard picking like your favorite child in this grouping because I think they all have unique personalities.
Well, we're going to talk about the features of this shoe, what makes it so special in this worldwide launch. But picture yourself walking into one of those expensive running stores, because I go there to buy my running sneakers and like my race day sneakers for marathons. You cannot get out of there with 2 pair of socks for the price of this shoe, and I'm not even kidding.
Yes.
I mean, so I'm really impressed with the amount of technology in a shoe for walking that's $59.
That's at this price. Exactly right. And since 1987 at Ryka, we've been the first and only women's exclusive athletic shoe brand. We've been the first shoe brand to use the mold of a woman's foot, narrower in the heel, wider in the toe box. We gave you our ActivFoam EVA technology underneath your foot, which isn't going to break down over time. We gave you an anatomical insole, which is going to give you the deep heel cup, the arch support, all the things you need. It's going to be very flexible at the ball of the foot, and like I said, excellent arch support, all the things you want, plus it's water repellent. So when you're dropping the kids off at camp, when the grass is a little wet in the morning, you're going to be okay.
Completely. Or you go out for your walk in the morning.
Yes.
Maybe it's post-rain or you get caught in like a little bit of a drizzle. You're not going to feel like 1 mile into your 3-mile loop, your feet are sopping wet, right? So it's really important that when you want to be active in a shoe, you've got the right support. Can I ask you, fitness-wise, who do you think this is a great shoe for?
everyone that's a woman,
Yeah.
or teenage.
A woman with feet.
Yeah, a woman with feet is basically because we walk. That's, doesn't matter if I'm home all day long getting things done at the house. Doesn't matter if I'm running errands all day long. If I'm doing stuff with the kids. If you're on vacation, like if you go on vacation, you're bringing like a sandal and a sneaker.
Right. Totally.
And you want something that's going to be able to handle the mileage. So this can go from just being your everyday, like hardworking shoe to I'm doing an intentional like fitness moment shoe.
Yep.
If you're doing like 5K Fridays, I don't know if you are doing that. Like,
no, what's
in
a
your
5K Friday?
Like every Friday you do a 5K. Like that's a 5K Friday. Like you can walk, the 5K. This can
cool.
handle that. It can also handle strength training. So again, you might just wear it because maybe your signature color is that raspberry pink, and maybe you're noticing in fashion that this dazzling blue is everywhere. I'm seeing like yoga pants,
color.
leggings, shirts, like handbags, like everything is coming up in this color.
Well, here, let me show you colors so you can pick your new walking shoe.
Yeah.
Because whether it is for intentional fitness or just to have a shoe, because if you've worn the wrong shoe while it's a day that you've been more active, do you know how long you're paying for that? Think about it. For me, it's been like days.
Yeah.
If I walk too many steps in the wrong shoe, I could be paying for that for days. Have Ryka in your arsenal. All you have to do is pick a color. So this is more of those fun fitness colors. I love this teal.
Yeah.
It's like that really pretty, perfect summery blue teal. It also looks great too with jeans. So here's your teal.
We were calling it coastal teal.
Yes, yes. No, it's totally. It
Yeah.
feels very coastal. I love it. So that's teal. I love this dark pink.
I know.
Because it's so bold.
Yes, and I love the little, like the different shades of pink and the accent of like a little bit of purple like hidden in there. It's so good.
Because why not? I always do my fitness clothes. I always just buy really bright colors.
Me too. Me too.
It's like all things just a bright color because then it always works.
Well, and I want the cars to see me.
Oh, sure.
That's the other thing too.
So you were thinking safety.
I'm thinking
I
safety.
went from a fashion point.
And again, if you're in a crowd of people, your kids can find you.
Oh, right. Yeah, good point. Good point. The Terra Taupe is one of your signature colors from Ryka. It's a great neutral. I think it feels very sophisticated. And also, if you're taking a nod out of the fashion playbook right now, these like creamy, dreamy neutrals, like this with a Barefoot Dreams set, but also this color with like a cashmere sweater and a satin silk like slip skirt would also look very pretty.
Exactly, and this is the color that I always pick whenever I want to look, like you said, like a little bit more sophisticated in my, casual, comfy clothing.
Dazzling blue is that like really saturated, almost like an indigo blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, really pretty. And then we also have it available for you in that fun silver.
Oh my gosh.
Most popular in the silver. I love the metallics of this one. It's so cute.
Anytime we do a metallic, it tends to like sell out like quickly.
Yeah.
So I would definitely jump on this. It's a big color right now. Heading into summer, you're going to see this everywhere. I love them.
I also think this morning, if you're trying to maximize your dollar, because it's a fun fitness shoe when you're going out for that walk, and let's be honest, you're really just not feeling it. Listen, I train for marathons, and people always say, how do you stay so motivated? I don't.
You don't.
No, you do it anyway.
Exactly.
Motivation is the byproduct of action. It's one of my favorite quotes. So when you put on a shoe like this, even if it's a day that you're like, oh, I don't want to do the steps, you've got this fun little metallic that you think, all right, you know what? I got my cute new shoes. I'm going to pop these on. And by the end, you have the most incredible feeling of accomplishment. Now, so big payoff, I think, for this one is the fact that it's a fun fitness shoe.
Yes.
Puts a little pep in your step.
It does.
But it also looks really sharp if you're wearing it as a fashion shoe, almost
100%.
as a more modern take on that white sneaker.
It does, because it's based in white. So it's not like you're just like boring white kind of situation. You've got the metallic. So just like, you dress up like any other, thing with an accessory with metallic.
Right.
That's how you're doing it.
And then last look at the black sneaker, but I love that it's not just the solid black upper. You have the highs and lows of the mesh and the textile, but it gives you just more interest.
It does. And the fact that we gave you a white outsole, that really helps it to look lightweight
and fresh.
For the season.
Yeah, it's a really good point. So not only is there arch support, there's a deep heel cup, there's a brand new ActivFoam that's going to give you even more support. It's also a water repellent
I can
sneaker.
show that. It's like not right here. Okay.
Oh, here, we'll see this on just synth first, so you can see it on. But yeah, I mean, think about all those times too where you go out for a walk and there's a little water or like a puddle around.
Yes.
But what a good looking sneaker, whether it's with a jumpsuit, just a cute pair of shorts for a day of sightseeing. I mean, there's so many different ways you can wear it.
So many different ways. And you just want to know that you're protected. So this is a combination. We did like a little mixed media here. You have the mesh, definitely. You have some synthetic leather overlays, and you have real leather overlays as well. So to know that all of that is water repellent is really important. And why do you want leather overlays? Because it's going to give you more structural support. If this was all entirely mesh, like that's great, you know, it's like flexible and all, but then side to side, you don't feel like you've got that like wraparound, you know, hug of the overlays. And that's what's really nice about this.
And that's kind of the difference, because you could go like leisurely walking, but like when you're walking, like walking for fitness and you're picking up your step. Yeah. So let's talk water repellent.
Okay. So water repellent, what you want to see.
Water repellency?
Yes. You just want to see, like, see how it's just like bouncing off of everything, like even on the mesh, it's just bouncing off. And that's what you want to see. So that you know that you're okay, like in the morning, wherever you're going, that everything's, you know, not going to get like soaking wet. It's just like a really cool, you know, feature. Like again, especially on the mesh, when you see this, it's just going to like bounce off. Now again, no deep, you know, like you're going to jump in the lake.
Well,
or
no,
anything
and
like
honestly, you're probably not out getting your steps in when it's like raining cats and dogs.
Right.
But maybe you go out and a little cell pops up and the drizzle comes down for like a minute or two while you're out on your walk and you weren't anticipating it. You're not then going to have soggy shoes the rest of your walk home. Or let's take it a step further, you're out sightseeing for the day. And you are caught in the rain, or you're at the amusement park. You do have a water repellent shoe. So it's not going to all of a sudden, like the second that moisture hits the air, is going to get into your socks. And then you've got this like wet, icky, gross mess, and I'll tell you firsthand, that's where blisters start. So this is where you keep that shoe dry. It's really important. So teal is your first color right on top, medium and wide widths. Whole and half sizes, 7,000 have been spoken for. And I know, listen, I make this statement, Leilani, and so I'm gonna go through the colors so that you can pick yours. But sometimes I say this, and you come after me on social media because you don't like it, and I get it. And I often say,
come after you.
You don't, because you believe this. You need to replace your walking shoes, your running shoes, your fitness shoes every season. That's 3 months. Think about how many miles you're putting in day after day on your sneakers. If you've got one primary walking shoe, you've got to be refreshing and replacing them. The foam wears out. You have to make sure that you put yourself in the proper support. If you're wondering why, you're like, oh, well, now I'm having all these other issues. It's your shoes.
And sometimes you don't even notice because you think, my shoe still looks good.
Check the tread.
And it's not until you put on the new pair
that you're like, oh.
Oh, okay.
I needed a new pair. So here's why I say that as we go through colors, because for $59.98, you know, if shoes were, let's say $150 at like those big running stores, and that's kind of like bare minimum, you're probably less inclined to replace them when you need to. But when you get Ryka, you could say, you know what, actually now I could pick maybe 2 colors for the price that I would have spent on something from the prestigious running store, and know that I'm getting something that's made for a woman's foot. So do you want to go with that fun metallic silver? Because maybe you pick something that's a neutral, like for example, you would go with silver, or maybe the black would be another like neutral choice, or the other neutral, and I'm going to pull this one out of order, the terra taupe, right? So those would be 3 great neutral choices, and then you go like, hey,
go for
fashion.
Like I want the signature, you know.
This puts a pep in your step.
It does.
I remember when I first got married and I came home with a new workout outfit. It was hot pink. And my husband's like, you need another workout outfit, like you need a hole in your head, you know? And I was like, but I want to be motivated. And it helped.
Well,
like having a new
color therapy.
Yes. Sometimes it just gives you that little like, you get excited to maybe start that new fitness routine, whatever it takes. So here's that terra taupe again. The dazzling blue, that's a nice hybrid of a very easy to wear sneaker shade, because it's blue, but it's kind of blue amped up.
Yes, so again, I always think of like patriotic holidays, obviously with my nails, and stuff that this color right now being trending, I'm so excited about.
Yeah, it's
because
a great
again,
color.
all like your red, white, and blue stuff that's going on, you can really like show off these shoes.
It's really fun. And then the teal is what's on top. That's our coastal our coastal walk. Oh gosh, that's the dream. Anytime I take vacation, I love going for runs wherever I vacation. And so you go out and I see all these people that like live in that town and they're taking their morning walks and they're walking to the coffee shop. Maybe their dog is with them. And I'm like, I want that life where you just have this like leisurely day. And this color just embodies that.
But even if you're not that leisurely, you know, I know a lot of women that they really treasure their morning walk.
Yeah.
You know, it's their morning ritual. It puts them, you know, in a good mood for the rest of the day.
Totally.
You know, and that's the thing. You want to do something for yourself. You want to take good care of yourself because that energizes you and then that fills your cup